Onions. So this one is you. What is Virgo? Let's start from the basic principle. Virgo is an earth sign, but it's a creative earth sign. And it's ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is about mind and creative sign. What does it mean? That's how it becomes grounded. They are very calculative people about everything. Everything is in terms of gains and losses. What will I gain from this? But we are running ahead of ourselves. First, esoteric aspects. Esoteric meaning, gestation of Christ principle within the womb of substance. Now, esoteric meanings you got to understand are higher meanings. The deeper soul meanings. That's what esoteric aspects means. The soul aspect is I am the mother and the child, I God, I matter am. So it's all the three combining the principles of the mother, the child, the God and the matter. So they try to combine all these elements so it becomes a complicated sign. They have a complicated life, again, as we will see further. Soul ray being second and sixth, second being the will to unite and illumine. This is the will they are guided by. And the sixth, will to idealize, the urge to purify something. This is where the Mercury comes in strongly, the urge to purify mentally. Soul mantra being second and the sixth, I see the greatest light, and the greatest light controls. Colors good for you will be indigo blue, light blue and silvery rose. Vedic aspects. The quality is tamas. Tamas meaning earthly. It's earth sign. They want to ground everything. But it's at the same time the second dual sign after Gemini. Again, this is second part of the Mercury, second phase of Mercury, if you will. Being mental is always dual. They're always caught between duality. And it's a female sign. Anywhere there's a female sign, it's more introvert and it wants to ground things, bring things into practical reality. That's why in Vedic terminology, all the tamasic signs are all female, because the female principle, the Shakti principle in the world, wants to bring everything down to earth, wants to have a structure, wants to physically actualize it. Sign Lord being Mercury, exaltation is Mercury, debilitation is Venus. Why is it Mercury exalted? Because it's more to do with mind. Why is Venus debilitated? Because this doesn't have any sensitivity towards creative stuff, artistic stuff. But they do have a streak where they can cultivate skills, as we shall see further. Type is Artha. Artha meaning means. Artha is very grounding. Means to do things in life, like the food, the drink, the clothes, the house, the vehicles, money. Those are all falling under Artha. Now let's get to the how it plays out. The Virgonians. Okay. So first house. Now the sixth house has landed in the head. This is traditionally the sixth house. That's why number 6. Virgo is the sixth sign. But Virgo has come to the ascendant. That means Mercury has come to the head. Where Mercury is exalted, Venus debilitated, like we saw. So it goes to 7th in Libra, 8th in Scorpio, from houses 1 to, from houses 2nd to 12. Mercury in the ascendant. That means basically these people, they will take the energy of Mercury or mind to all aspects of their life. But the difference between this and Gemini is Gemini is an air sign, this is an earth sign, so they will look for grounding everywhere. And this is how it will play out. Okay. What's a Virgonian personality like? The self first. The self is very calculative, very communicative intelligence. Remember, Mercury is in the first house. Very communicative intelligence, cerebral, mind. They are the most self-controlled people, self-critical of body and mind and work and everybody else, really. Very critical people. They like order, they like cleanliness, they have deep fear of diseases and illnesses. That's why they become fitness freaks, yoga teachers, chiropractors, anything. Very physical people, very service-oriented, talkative, not a listener. Mercury wants to talk. Mercury is the prince, the young prince, who wants to talk constantly. So what's in the second house is Libra. Well, this is the house of family, wealth, and elder siblings. So they'll have a chaotic family life, but will try to find a balance constantly. Maybe even a liberal family. Librans are very liberal. So trying to find beauty and harmony. How? Venus is there, ruling their house. Involved with the family and relatives. So they will try to find harmony with family. Family may be very liberal and broad-minded about things of life. May have artistic family. They may be spendthrifts. Liberals are spendthrifts because they have Venus energy and they are more about air. They need the abstract sense of abundance. So, third house we have Scorpio, the hidden sign. Third house stands for younger siblings, communication, skill development, early life, education, friends, etc. They are very communicative of feelings. These people make very good writers as a result. Emotional depth in communications because there is Scorpio there. That's why they make very good writers who communicate emotional strength, emotional writing skills. They can develop earlier on in life and they'll make very good writers, novelists, storytellers. They may be aggressive and protective and caring of the younger siblings and childhood friends. Because third house, remember, is the childhood. Good to cultivate writing skills like storytelling and emotional writing early in life. If they do that, it'll be very good for them. They can make it a career. Writers. The fourth house of home and mother is ruled by Sag, which is ruled by Jupiter. So Sag becomes traditional, orthodox, very, very traditional and wise mother. Mother instills wisdom in them. Their guru becomes their mother in life. Later in life, the mother becomes a friend. As guru matures, as Jupiter matures, they become a teacher to them, a friend. Fifth house has Cap in it. Fifth house. Fifth and sixth are Saturn-ruled houses, 10 and 11. So what happens here? In the fifth house of education, children, romance and love, they may have very strict upbringing, difficult education early in life, but becomes good later on with their life and they become accomplished as a result of their own efforts. These are very self-made people. They're very self-made. Therefore, they are very disciplined towards their own children and their children's education. Children may become hard work for these people. There may be a huge difference for Virgonians between how they think of the world and what children think. So, sixth house of enemies and daily work has Aquarius in it. It's again ruled by Saturn along with Rahu. So, children's life work may be draining for them to the point of creating illnesses. You've got to be careful of this spot because their children might create too much of effort for them. Self-made achievers, they are self-made achievers. Independent, out-of-the-box thinking can work. They can become doctors, physiotherapists, fitness consultants, again, yoga teachers, any kind of physical thing which requires a very structured, grounded approach, since they are obsessed with health and fitness. Love to work in teams. They make excellent team workers. Why? Because it's ruled by Aquarius. Excellent team workers since they have structured enemies that come as unconventional mavericks. Why? Because Aquarius is also ruled by Rahu. So they get very unconventional enemies. They're not able to figure out who the enemies are or how their mind thinks. Because these people are structured. Aquarius is anything but structured. Seventh house of spouse marriage has Jupiter, but in the sign of Pisces. So these people have very liberal-hearted spouse, dreamy, philosophical, spiritual, soft and tender spouse. However, you Virgonians are more calculative about what you want from the relationship. You see in terms of gains and losses. What will I get from my spouse? Will I get inheritance? That kind of mindset. Long-term, spouse love to help selflessly. This relationship has duality all over it. One gives selflessly, your spouse gives selflessly, you want to calculate what you gain from the relationship. So, watch out for this. Eighth house of occult and hidden knowledge has got Aries, which is forward-thinking Mars. So, you want separate assets from your spouse after marriage. You're very cautionate and protective of wealth. For you, intimate matters just basically mean sexual aggressiveness. It's all in the bed. passions of the body rather than emotional connect. Remember, which we spoke of here. The emotional connect is missing with the spouse. You think one way, your spouse thinks completely different way. But they translate intimate affairs to just passions of the body. Ninth house of higher knowledge, religion, higher education, later in life, postgraduate, graduate degree, that kind of a thing, has Venus and Taurus. So higher knowledge, these people may break away from religion they were born into, may even marry someone of different faith, maybe a person from foreign lands. New age spirituality and ideas excite them because Venus wants to explore different ideas here in this house. May lean towards a faith or belief which makes them money. Why? There is Taurus. Taurus is interested in material gains, unlike Librans, which is interested in emotional gains. The gains between Taurus and Libra is different. So they are looking for monetary stability, but they are very fixated on their faith. Why? Taurus is a fixed sign. They don't like to travel much. Again, Taurus likes to be fixed in one place, but when traveling, they want to travel in style, in luxury, stay in expensive resorts, in first class, air travel, or business class, whatever. So now the Mercury in Gemini is in 10th. Now Gemini is again about communication. These people are about communication. So their career work should be involved with something very creative, mental work, writers, even accountants, right? They make very good communicators, writers, novelists, salesmen, teachers, media people, accountants. Very good business people because they are looking for gains everywhere. They make excellent accountants because they are earthly, they are grounded. They only work for gains. They are very bold in careers, outgoing, but they may change careers frequently. Gemini is a changing sign. It's another dual sign. 11th house of social media and networks and gains has Cancer in it. This is a very fluctuating house for them. So they keep changing their social media and networks through life. At the same time, there's Moon in Cancer, so they have deep emotional ties with friends, social networks, everything. Their close friends are more important to them than family. You may have seen these kind of people whose friends are more important than family. Mother also can become a connect to social media, writing, and career. The 12th house, the house of spirituality, foreign lands, losses, has Leo in it. The dominant Leo driven by Sun, so very ego-driven spirituality. They are seeking social popularity through spirituality. Practicing creative spirituality. Spiritual life may be filled with mental contradictions. Why? It's a mental sign trying to understand something which is non-mental. So they have a problem of letting go of ego to gain the true knowledge because they need hold on to ego, but they want only for gains. So they are very contradicted in this whole idea of 12th house. They don't do very well here. That's why they need sound advice from social circle of good friends, trustworthy, who can guide them. Otherwise they go astray with bizarre ideas or seek fame through pop spirituality, cults and legacies. Lots of it, these are around in social media these days. So watch out for that. So, boys and girls, this is my interpretation of the Virgo Ascendant. If you want to get in touch with how your planets are stationed in these different houses, let me know. Contact me through Facebook, Progressive Guidance, and we can take it further and see what you are all about. Alright, take care.